The work of Alan Moore is hugely celebrated within the comic book industry and among readers. His work is incredibly influential, and as a leading figure of the 80s British invasion, he fundamentally changed the shape of superhero comics. However, now that Moore has finished his work with not only superhero comics, but comics in general, can his legacy within the industry now be considered a complete mythology? The idea of closure within myth and the completion of mythology is something Moore himself has touched on within his proposal for Twilight of the Superheroes, specifically citing Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, which at the time had a definitive ending, as Dark Knight Strikes Again and Master Race had not yet been conceived. Moore states that the big reason why that book works so well is that it is able to complete the mythology of Batman by giving him a conclusion, and with it, closure for the reader. With Dark Knight Returns, Batman had his origin story, his career as Batman, retired after the second Robin was killed in action, ending with the events of Dark Knight Returns. This is a clear beginning, middle, and end to the mythology of Batman, if that truly was the end. Of course, this is all prior to the creation of the Elseworld imprint. With ongoing comics, this closure of myth is something they cannot achieve, as they are ongoing by definition. This idea could now be applied to the work of Alan Moore. Like Superman or Batman, Moore's work was already celebrated. Watchmen, From Hell, The Killing Joke, V for Vendetta, and even Miracle Man and Captain Britain have achieved legendary status within the industry and among fans. They are essentially required reading. However, these stories, at least in the comic book format, are now at an end. There are no upcoming Alan Moore works, and the mythology of his comic career is at an end. While an argument could be made that this is not the same as the closure of myth Moore was discussing was that of a single character, and here we're talking about an author's work. How can this be a closure of myth? The idea of this came with how Moore wrote comics, and how each publication built up to the next. While not his first work, the ideas he explored in the UK with Captain Britain and Miracle Man built to the stories he told with DC in Swamp Thing, Superman, and the various short stories he wrote for Tales of the Green Lantern Corps. V for Vendetta started in the British magazine Warrior, but explores character themes Moore would continue to explore in From Hell. Moore's work builds brick upon brick, creating ripples through the industry as he builds, creating his legacy. This legacy had its villains. They came in the form of copyright, pay disputes, and backhanded deals. As Batman once did, he became more and more scarce, making an appearance at Image or running independent projects such as Supreme, Promethea, and Lost Girls. However, the swan song did eventually come, in the most perfect way it could have, as a conclusion with the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Tempest. This finale to the League's story is also the closure of Moore's grand myth. Like many mythology that came before, readers, historians, and archaeologists will excavate it. They will try to reclaim portions of it, edit it, or try to use it to their own agenda. But its existence is undeniable. While Moore's feelings on comics may have soured over the years, I hope that his current ventures bring him the great joy he has given others. Moreover, that even just a small part of him can look back at his mythology and feel some pride.